Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. You never guess what I'll be making today. Oh, I must have increased on there, not increased on that one. You can see I'm wearing it. I thought I've seen a lot of young girls with these turban style headbands. That's what they are. They're not the full, hat thing. It's just a turban a bit round the front. I thought I'd have a go at making one of them. I wasn't sure how you did that twist bit, but I had a little bit working out. And after I worked it out, I did look it up. I thought I could have just Googled it, So that's what I did, and I found out I was right what I did. It was like, oh, I haven't got anything. I'm not going to take it off to show you because my hair will be a right mess underneath it now. But you have to, I crocheted this, and this is super chunky wool. It's just a little bit I had left over from, it was a hat I think I knit last year or sometime like that. And I decided I'll just crochet this one, and I made a chain, and I kept on doing the chain and testing it around my head until it came to about there. So there was a little gap like that for the stretch for putting it on your head, and it measured, I think it was 19 inches. And I just done double crochet, and I did want it a little bit wider. This actually measures 3.5 inches. I wanted it about 4.5 inches. I wanted it a little bit wider, but that was all I had left. There was a little bit there, and I did test it, and it was about that short of the end. I didn't have enough to do another row. That would have made it nearly 4 inches then. But anyway, I thought I'm just doing it for myself, so I'll make do with that. And then I just done double crochet. I used a 10mm hook because this is super chunky. It's thicker than ordinary chunky. And if I make any more of these, I would probably be able to sell, but I don't think I'll use a super chunky because it makes it quite thick, because you have to fold. I don't know if I have any pieces I can show maybe with a couple of these things. You have to fold one end like that and fold the other end like that, and you put those inside each other like that. So you have 4 ends, and you have to sew those 4 ends all down together. And with this being super chunky, it made it quite thick. So when I turned it around, it's quite bulky. It's okay. I didn't notice it when I'm wearing it, but I can when I touch it. I can feel that bulky bit. So I think if I did any more with chunky, it would just be ordinary chunky. I don't think I'd do anything with super. I haven't got any super chunky anyway. But that's what I thought about, because I finished doing the little crochet bags. I'm not doing any more of those for a while, because there's a lot of sewing and that, hand sewing and that in them, and I was getting a bit sick of the hand sewing. So I thought, what else could I do with odd bits of wool where you haven't got enough to knit even a little baby thing or something. And then I thought about these, because actually I was looking out the window this morning and I seen the young girl next door going out to school, and taking our youngest daughter to school, and she was wearing one of these things. So, and I've seen quite a few young girls wearing them, so they must be quite popular. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I have that right. I better count these stitches. I am finishing this little. This was the cable and garter little cardigan, which I had to knit a bit of this because somebody thought there was something wrong with the pattern on the sleeve. And I knitted the sleeve. The only way I could really test it was to knit it. So I started knitting the sleeve, and there wasn't anything wrong. It was the young lady, whoever it was, must have messed up when she was doing it. But I've decided, I kept on knitting it and I'm nearly up to the armhole, so I've decided I'm going to finish this and then do the whole cardigan to sell. But I'm also going to do a tutorial for this again. I've already done it. This is an 18-inch. I've already done an 18-inch tutorial in this one, but I did change some of the instructions and that, so I'm going to do it again and do the tutorial again. And I think I told you I'm going to delete the other one so that the tutorial will be the same as the pattern, so there won't be any confusion with it. So that's what I've started doing today. Started knitting this. So I'm not doing any more other little things. I've finished with, like I'm saying, with the bags and that, the crochet bags and that. And I might maybe do some of these, but I'm going to finish this one first and then get the once I start the back, I'll start the tutorial on the back and then I'll do the sides and the other sleeve, because I only need to do one sleeve, and then show how to do all the rest of it again. And when I finish this sleeve, I'm going to roll this ball up into a cake like I have with this one, because my little bag that I use here, it's much better, because when I'm using the ball in here, when I'm pulling the wool up, sometimes it keeps moving around unless I have it, and then if I put it through the little thing, sometimes it pulls it up and sticks it up against the little thing I've got for bringing the wool through. But when I put it into a cake like that, I take it from the outside. I don't take it from the middle, because I don't like pulling it out from the middle. Because when you're pulling out from the middle, when you start getting round the outside, it gets very loose and slack and you end up getting it all ravelled up. So I always take it from the outside, and it works great in my little bag, because I can either have my little bag beside me there, or I can put it on the floor and just pull it up, and the ball doesn't roll around in it like it does when it's like that. So as soon as I finish this sleeve, I'm going to get my wool winder out and wind these up. Any balls I'm knitting, that's what I'm going to do now. It's much easier. In fact, I don't have to keep pulling it up much. It just comes up itself, because it's going round and round all the time, which is what I prefer. But that was a little bit of my done last night on my own cardigan. You can see where I put the stitch marker in, where I only did a little bit last night. I don't really get a lot of knitting done of a night time, because I'm watching the telly, and sometimes I get too interested in what I'm watching, and I might be sitting with my knitting like that, knitting away, and then I put it down because I'm watching something. And then oh God, I could have had half a dozen rows done while I was watching that. So that's why I don't get very much done of a night time, really. I'm putting that back down anyway. And then I'll be doing a bit more of this, the baby blanket, this afternoon after I've had my lunch. It's about 12 o'clock now, so I will be stopping and doing my lunch soon anyway. But I'm doing a little bit of this. I have to count these stitches up and make sure I have not got to increase anymore. "44, that's the right amount of stitches. So I'm not increasing anymore on the sleeve. But I will be going for a walk out to the post office later on, because I have sold a couple of my, a little cardigan and a little jacket with a little hat and one or two patterns. So I have to walk over to the post office with those, which I'm going to be doing later on. Usually round about 3:30. That's when I like to get over to the post office by 3:30, so it'll be about 3:15 when I start walking over there. And I'll wear my turban style headband and probably get a bit skit off that postmaster like I normally do. You can't help yourself, when I come in, because he knows I bite the cherry every time. I keep saying to myself, I'm not going to, but I do. That's just the way things are. Anyway, I'm going to knit what I can of this, and I'm maybe I have been doing my little crochet squares. I haven't been doing any more squares, but I have been working in the ends to tidy them up, ready for when I put them together. I don't think I'm going to make a blanket with it. I think I might just make some sort of bag for keeping my... Maybe I'll make this one for keeping bits of crochet in, seeing as it's a crochet one. So that's all the ends done in on there on these pieces, but I will do one or two more because I do still have lots of little bits of wool that's no good for anything else. These ones, I did these, the ones with the flowers on. They do seem to come out a little bit bigger. I don't know whether it's because it's a circle. You start off with a circle in the middle. Maybe it's the circle stitches, or maybe it's pushing it out more. I don't know. So I did these on 4.5mm. So I think if I do any more with the flower pattern on, I'll do them with a 4mm, and that'll bring them in a little bit. Because it is all quite, when I put them next to you can see they're a little bit wider there and just slightly a little bit wider on the bottom. So I think they do need to be done on a smaller hook. So that's those ones, but we want a few more. So like I'm saying, I might just do a little bag, but I keep crochet things in. You know, my other one's all for knitting. Maybe I need one for just keeping the crochet things in, but it just keeps my hand in with the crochet, and I like to do little one or two things. And I will do a tutorial to show how to do the flower ones, how to go from a circle to a square when I get time. And as I'm nearly finished my cardigan, like I'm saying, I'm onto the second sleeve, I'm going to have to pick something out from all my wool that I have upstairs in my stock room for start another one for myself. I'm not sure whether I might just do another sweater, I think, because I very rarely wear cardigans between now and when the weather starts to get a little bit warmer, and I like to wear the t-shirts and cardigans then, but I very rarely wear a cardigan in the winter. I nearly always have my sweaters on. I'll put my knitting down a minute. I do have another one of these headbands. This was one I made for myself last year. And as you can see, it's knitted. This one's knitted, but it's knitted the full, it's not knitted that way on, it's knitted that way on. And when you put it, after you've worn it for a while, with it being like a type of rib like that, it does tend to stretch. But I remembered what I'm going to do with this one is, where I have the buttons on, it's the pieces, I didn't stitch the whole lot down. I just put it together like that and put a couple of buttons on. And then I just stitched around the ends on there. So I'm going to take the buttons off and unpick the little bit stitching at the top and the bottom, and then I can move that along a little bit like that, move it along a bit further to tighten it up, because this one, when I wear it, it keeps coming up off my head because it's gone too slack with the kind of rib that I did on it. Because I like this one as well, because when you wear your hair up, like I do most of the time, I do have proper hats, full hats, you know, with the pom-poms on and that. And when I have my hair tied up and I have the hat on, it keeps coming up. I can keep feeling it coming up, and I don't like it like that. So sometimes when I do wear the pom-poms, I just leave my hair hanging down and put it down in the back of my coat so it doesn't, they're all over the place. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do with that one. I'm going to unpick the buttons and the little bit at the top and the bottom, make it a little bit tighter, because I do prefer these type. That's one to change with the one I'm wearing. I like wearing this one actually during the day. It keeps my head warm, keeps my ears warm in the house. And if I haven't got my heating on, you know, if your head's warm, so will you feel all right. So anyway, thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.